G'day, I'm Steve. Hey, welcome to Woodworking Masterclass and the continuing build of a hubcap guitar. Oh, I'm reading this out of a book because it's been a long time, been over 10 years since I tried to make one. So bear with me on that. And I cut the last stream short. I did apologise, but I wasn't really sorry because my son came down and for the first time in I don't know how many years, I had all my boys together in the one place. And it was good. And I played, I don't think it was about 25 games of pool or something. The knees are gone, the back's gone, but we had a good time. So that's it. I'm back down in the shed and I haven't done anything from what we left off on the last one. This is still here. That's still there. This is what we glued up the other day, so we'll continue on from there. G'day, Vince! Just stepped into a meeting, be back. Oh, don't worry about the meeting, mate. No, woodwork's far more important. I've got a sign in my office that says, life is too important to be taken seriously. That is true. Now, I did have a couple of comments on the last video I put up, and I appreciate it, and thank you very much for those people that commented. One suggested, if you're going to do something like this, buy a fingerboard. No, I mean, yes, for sure, buy a fingerboard. But to me, this is a handmade instrument, and I want everything to be handmade. And if it's a little bit out, well, it's a little bit out. I'll learn better next time. And there was other people that gave me fantastic formulas for working out the fret settings on your fingerboard. I thought it called something else. I've forgotten what it's called, fretboard, whatever. And thank you for that. But in all honesty, I haven't got the time to figure it out. And as I said, if you just put in free fret calculator, it's there. StewMac's got a good one. It's feet and inches or metric. There are other ones around. Some you can print off, and you can print them off in 2 pages, and then you glue them together. You can lay it down. I'm lucky I've got one of these. Well, I was really lucky actually. I just walked into the shop and they had 2 of these that they were discontinuing, so I bought both and a friend of mine got the other one. But it is absolutely wonderful for measuring stuff. So what I did do when I finished the stream last night, g'day Nathaniel, mate, have you got any cut-off blades yet? What I did do when I finished the stream yesterday, I went ahead and marked the rest of the frets, just with little nicks on the side. The reason being I didn't want the battery to go flat in this digital readout, because then if it did, all my markings would be out because I'd have to zero it all again. So anyway, that's what I've done. So what we can do, we can... I think I'm going to put inserts in here. I'm going to put veneer in here. G'day, Panda. Hope you had a good sleep, mate. Put veneer inserts in here because this is going to be a full slide. And then I'll cut these ones here using a Japanese saw, and we'll put the metal frets in that one. Oh, and I'll show you what I'm going to just double check, get this sticky stuff off. That I've got the right settings before I put the proper cuts in, because it's much easier to fix a nick rather than fill a fret that you've sawn and have to do it again. So what I do, I've got little, I don't know if you can see them, but there's just little nicks right in the edge of that bit of ebony. And I'm going to go from, I've marked them from number 1 down to 21. Now I just hold that there at the nut line and change my glasses so I can see what I'm doing, which is always a good thing. Okay, so now put that on the nut line and just have a look down there, and that's pretty good to there. And then we'll go they're pretty well spot on, I reckon. somebody did give me a comment that they were a little concerned that I was a bit blasé with the fret measurements, and what I think, I might have made a mistake when I said it, but the fret measurements I have here go to 3 decimal points in millimetres. So that's down to 1/1000th, that's hard to say, 1/1000th of a millimetre. And I was just either rounding up or rounding down. So at the maximum I'm going to be, what's that? Possibly 2 1/1000ths of an inch out, and when you're considering I'm cutting a 0.6 of a mil slot, I don't really think it's going to be that critical. But the person did point out if I'm 2 millimetres out, I can throw the whole scale out. And I agree wholeheartedly. Even a millimetre will throw your tuning out. But when you're talking 1/1000th, I can't say that, of a millimetre, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Now I've got the chat on, I've got to change glasses so I can read them. Tell you what, the older I'm getting, the more I'm forgetting, the more glasses I need to find to remember. Okay, here we go. What have we got? Not yet, still go shopping. Mate, if you're like me, I don't like going shopping anymore. 2 reasons. There's a heap of people and you spend money. Although I can spend money on the net, it's quite easy. You painted some cards for my band. Oh, good. So you got mobile machines around the shop, Nathaniel. Good idea. Panda slept plenty good. Hope you visit with the boy. Oh, mate, it was extraordinary. It was just 5 boys all in the house and everywhere. There was no nitpicking and no, it was awesome. And that's the first time in, I don't know. I really don't know. It would be years. So, yeah, it was great. I had a great time. Oh, dear. Because when one son I play a lot of pool with, the other ones aren't that interested. And we have this game where we play, 8 ball. But if you go on a foul shot, so if you go in off the black and you're on the black, and you sink the white ball, it doesn't count. If you sink the black ball while you're playing, it doesn't count. So we only go on the games that we win, not the games the other person loses. So if they lose a game by going in off or sinking the black ball, that doesn't count. So we always play 3, a tournament is, I've got to get this right, 3 sets of 3 games. So you would think of that, and that would be 9 games. But sometimes if I'm winning, my son on purpose will sink the black and go, oh, that doesn't count, rack them up. So, yeah, I reckon we must have played about 25 games. Oh, it was great. Really enjoyed it. I was like, have you ever seen those, you've got kids yourself, you've seen your kids when they're babies, and they're eating and they go, oh, that was me last night at the dinner table. Oh, goodness. All right. So, this is on Jarrah. We'll give it a squirt, see what colour it comes up. This is just a bit of water I'm just putting on there. So it comes up quite a nice reddy colour. So what I was thinking, I don't want to use Jarrah, I'm going to use a pink. Where's Louise? Louise! I'm using your wonderful veneer. Louise is the goddess of veneers, I tell you. All right, hey, listen, Louise, you can tell me. What do you want? I'm going to put frets with veneer because this is a fretless board. So, should I use your pink? Should I use solar? Or do we go totally radical and use blue? Tell me which one and I'll cut it up and we'll do it. So yeah, then I've got to cut that into strips. That's all good. Then we'll start gluing it together and I might put fret markers in there as well. So where are we up to? I agree, Nathaniel. I think it's good if you can move it. I mean, I run out of space. I haven't got a big workshop. Would it be the biggest one I've privately owned? No. The house I had in the bush, I had a much bigger area. No, I didn't have as many tools though. But yeah, I like to move them around. Oh, okay. Now, if you don't get back to me, Louise, I'm going to use pink. Let me see. All right. I think blue looks quite cool. Oh, no, I'll put no. Don't know. I quite like the pink. So I'm going to use pink. Oh, hang on, you haven't even seen that, but I'm looking down here. So you wouldn't have even known I'd asked the question. So I will wait. Yeah, frets I'm going to use are medium size, 1/4/8 I think they are. If I can find where I put them. But we'll do that in a minute. I want to put these veneers in first. And then, while that's drying, I will cut the veneer slots on the other one. Excuse my back. Feed the glue machine. So if you're interested in cigar box guitars and you just got interested, there's a guy who I started watching back in 2011. That's when I first got interested in this, called Shane Spiel. Check him out. He is brilliant. I was looking at some of his tutorials, and what I've found, unfortunately, with a lot of people, the second one, is that one? Now I've got to wait. All right, that one, the second one. Yeah, a lot of them, they can play the guitar, and I've found this with several music teachers I've tried to learn music with, but it appears to me, and this isn't an insult or meant as disrespect for their abilities, but it's like they want to show you how good they can play, and they're not as interested in getting you started. They're more interested in showing you how clever they are. I don't perceive it that way. Whereas Shane, his latest videos, they are incredible. They are so slow. I was watching some finger technique and hoedown picking strums, licks. And it's just, he does it so slow. Now this, then this, then this. Do it again. This, then this, then this. And after a while, he says, and then when you've got that, and this is with the picking technique, he's going a million miles. And it's sounding good. Nothing's happening up here. It's just sounding good. And he said, if you want to, liven it up, one finger, put it there. One finger, put it there. And yeah, so I highly recommend Shane Spiel. Cigar Box Guitar University, I think he calls himself. I don't know, but anyway. No, I'll do the one you said, Louise, the second one. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Welcome to the mayhem. All right, so what I'm going to do is... I just had a thought, Brenda, you said about those other frames that didn't work out. I could do mirrors in them. I might see if I can string one up as a liar, something like that. Just for something different. Who knows? All right, this is the brown one. And if people don't like the colour, Louise picked it. I love ya. Say hello to Andrew. Okay, so we've got... That's the downside. It really doesn't matter because these are just going to get cut into strips and put into these slots. Now you can use PVA I'm going to, oh, look at that. It's the second one in 3 years. I broke the blade. Wait a minute, I'll get a new blade. I don't know if they make these blades anymore. Luckily, I got a box. Says he, hopefully. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Get one of those. Whoop. Oh. There we go. That'll do. Put it in later. I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, I went on to eBay because, as I showed you that box of bits that I've got for cigar box guitars, I bought over 10 years ago, and I thought, oh, I might get a bit more stuff. Holy doolies! Have the prices gone through the roof or what? There was stuff I was paying 99 cents for. Some of it's up to $17 now. So I don't know what that's all about, but anyway. So I don't know how many of these I'll be doing. I mean, I've got enough to do a few. And as I said, one I'm building for a friend who gave me all these hubcaps. And I'm going to do a stringless for me, or fretless for me, and a fretted one. And then I don't know, we'll see what happens from there. So all right, all I'm going to do here is just cut this into thin strips. And again, with veneer, don't try it and do it in one hit. Just allow the weight of the knife to go down. They just got to be wider than the depth of the slot that you've cut. I reckon that should do us. What do we got? Just measure that. Okay, that's 50 mil. We've got 21 of them. So how long is that? I'll get I'll get 5, 10, 15, 20. Do another one. In fact, I'll do another 2. Because there's every chance in the world that we'll break a couple. It's just the way it goes. Okay. All right, and this, by the way, if you ever want to make one of these, it's just a bit of timber. I think it's sandalwood, but it doesn't matter. And I've put a brass edge on it, just a solid piece of brass. And then on the back, I've got 240 grit wet and dry. That's great for cutting veneer. You'll find steel with rub across the brass nicely, won't catch, won't stick, and you've got a little well in there as well to keep your fingers. It's like the old-fashioned school rulers that used to do that. These little ones here, how often, I know I've done it, you've got a knife, the blade's pointing up. I've got a knife and I jump over the edge and boom, slices your thumb or does something stupid. So they're fun to make. All right, let's see if this is going to fit in here. Or do we have to sand? Oh no, that's going in pretty good there. Now I might just give that a couple of little touches. This fret saw, it looks very much like a gent's dovetail saw. This is a fret saw, this is a dovetail saw. The difference is this, like a Japanese saw, will cut on the pull stroke, that cuts on the push stroke, and also this has got holes in here in case you ever want to put a bit of timber in there so you can adjust the depth of cut so you never go too far. I don't particularly worry about that, especially if I'm doing veneer inlays, because the veneer will fill up to the bottom, whereas if you're using wire, it'll only go as deep as the tang of the wire will go. So don't forget, fret saw cuts on the pull stroke. So I did this one the other day. Let me just see if I can, oh, there you go. I'll move that out the way. And I think because I did it the other day, the fibres might have relaxed and closed the gap a little bit. So I'm just renewing the kerf, as it were. Whoops. When I'm making these two, the fretboards, fingerboards, I always make them wider than I want. That way, as I have done, there, where I've jumped the saw and I've marked it, I'm going to take that out when I plane it to the width that I want. You can, I suppose, you can put painter's tape over it and saw through that, and then if you have a jump out or a skid with the saw, it's going to mark the painter's tape and not your timber. And for those of you just joining me, I'm not a luthier. I'm a fine furniture maker. I'm not a musician. I'm just someone that wants to have a go at one of those. And for my own pleasure. So if I'm not doing things right, that's because I don't know what I'm doing. And happy to admit it. You don't need a fretboard. You can just put it straight into the neck of the guitar. It's just I happen to have a reasonably large amount of thin ebony. That's why I'm using it. I don't think I would actually go out. Where's my phone? I'll work out how much that one costs. Nope, can't find it, so it doesn't matter. But you know, you're looking maybe, I don't know, $20 or $30 just for the ebony, and then you've got to get it done. Maybe it would be cheaper to buy one. Don't know. Okay. Where is paper gone? Here we go. Put this down so I don't get glue all over my mat. I mean, for this you can use, I would use Type Bond Original, or you could use liquid hot glue. And no, they're not sponsoring me, but I'll just show you what you could use. Yeah, either one of those. It's Type 1 original. It's good. It dries pretty quickly. And hide glue, I'm not a fan of it. A lot of people love it, and terrific. If it works for you, use it. But I'm a fan of hot hide glue, and that's what I'm going to use here. Now, we'll cut these up to rough sizes and just slot that in. So what I'm going to do is just slot that in like that. Have a look, see if it's going all the way into the other side. And then back. I don't know, I'm going to try this a couple of ways. I really don't know what I'm doing here, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which way I do it. There is no right or wrong. There is only getting it done. If I had a really thin brush, which I used to have, let me just go up. If I can't find it, I'll just go up the other shed and grab a really thin brush. I'll be back in a tick. What are you on? All right, yep, be back in a second. I'll just go get some thin brushes. I thought I bought a box of them down there. Apparently not. Apparently not. All right, got these, little golden bristle thingos. Got them on eBay for a box. They worked out about 7 cents each or something or other. So that's good, good value. All right, where are we on? We've got that, we've got that, we've got that. I'll put one in, then I'll have a chat. So I'm just putting glue in that slot. Like that. Getting the veneer in there. Make sure it goes all the way through. And it's nice and tight. Didn't like that. See, I knew we'd need more. Okay. All right, now if you can look at that, it's a little bubble of glue squeezed out of that slot on both sides, so I know that's now down. And just with a pair of snips, just cut that off. Then we'll move on to the next one, but I'll have a chin wag first. Where are we up to? Oh. Hi, Lawrence. I don't think I said g'day to you. You snuck in there. So, g'day, Lawrence. Thanks, Richard. They all get used. I think I worked out the other day, I've got over 57 hand planes here and they all get used. I'd love to go back to just hand planes, but unfortunately there's so many things I want to make, I can't, because I want stock removal quick. Saws do a real good job of that. I'll say hi to Sue for you, Louise. I knew someone would, Louise. Yeah, it's horrible when it goes, because generally when it jumps, the reason the knife jumps over the ruler is because you've got a lot of pressure on it. Of course, when your finger's there, The jug ebony dust will cut the lungs out well. I'm not breathing too much, so I'll hold my breath, but good to know. Good to know, Joker. Whereabouts in Queensland are you, Jamie? I did have an end grain one kicking around here somewhere or other. Oh, it might be up in the other shed, or I might have given it away, I don't know. Oh, there you go, is that one? There you go, look at that. Just happened to be sitting there on the floor. I knew you were going to come on a stream one day, Jamie, so I kept it there for you. That's Blackwood, or black wattle, and it's got my signature rattle to it. Oh, the funniest one, I don't know if I've told you, but somebody got one of my chopping boards once, and the guy rang me up in the evening in fits of laughter, because I showed him the rattle, which again is my trademark, and apparently his wife picked it up to use it and said, "Oh, what's wrong with this? It's broken." I thought that was hilarious. How do you break a chopping board and make it rattle? I can understand you can break a chopping board. So that's what I would suggest, if you can get it. Blackwood, glue's nice. Tell me whereabouts in... mate, if you want Blackwood, you go to Carbotech, I can fix you up with Blackwood here. Get it machined to whatever thickness you want. I'm down near Bow Desert, Jim Boomba. I'll get him there. There's a few tricks to do an end grain. Makes it look complicated, but when you know the tricks, it's not. It's pretty easy peasy. Yeah, because you want end grain that's going to look after your knife. I don't like hardwood chopping boards, and when I'm talking about hardwood, I'm not talking about hickory, I'm talking about spotted gum or blue gum, turpentine, something like that. You want a nice one that's going to have a little bit of give to look after your knife. Also be reasonably stable timber, so it's not going to move on you. And take glue pretty well too. This is like watching grass grow, isn't it? I think I'm going to have to narrow this stuff down a bit. Just getting a bit of problem getting it in there. Let me just try a different saw. Bearing in mind I'm doing this with veneer, and veneer changes thickness, whereas if you're using fret wire, the fret wire will be the same. No, that's all right. That's got no set on it. That one here with a set on it. Oh. This one's got a set on it, alright, so we'll try that. I don't particularly want to make it any deeper, I just want to make it a little bit wider. Alright, that's what I'll do. I'll just give that a run. Where's my old faithful? I don't know where that one's gone. Oh, it might be up in the other toolbox. Oh, wait a minute, let me try this one. Let me just try this one. Might be a bit better. It's a little pack dovetail saw, that one. Oh, muchos better. Muchos better. So that's something to bear in mind when you get the veneer. It will vary. You can get it from 0.5 through to 0.9 on commercial veneers. I know the ebony veneer I've got 0.5. Most on average you're 0.6, 0.7, but this one here, I'm not sure. Do you know what that one is, Louise? Can't see it, can you? I don't think it's hoop, but yeah, so I'm just going to make these a little bit bigger so the veneer is going to go in there without a fight. I don't want to make the cuts any deeper. All I want to do is just widen that kerf a little bit. And when I put this in, yep, that's beautiful. So we'll go here and we'll go there. So I'll just go through here. Whoop. Whoop! Oh! Dropsies today. You can even see the difference between that dovetail saw cut and the fret saw cut. These are much wider. But as I demonstrated yesterday, the frets will go quite nicely into those fret cuts. And we'll do that one as soon as we've fretted this up. I'll be back in chat in a tick. Whoop. If that's, we're just going to live with those. I'll just do this last one that's got glue in it. Take that one out. I'll get that veneer out of there if I can. Not a good idea to be dragging Japanese saw through glue. Okay, I think that one's all right, it can stay there. All right, what did we get up to? Ice bonnet, oh, all right then. You talked me into it, Jim. I don't know what I'm going to have. What will I have? I think I'll have a Costa Rican. There you go. What's the time? Oh, it's lunchtime anyway, so time for a cup of lunch. Oh, and Tim Tams. Oh, there we go. Not turned on. Ah, where am I gonna? I got interrupted. I got light rain. I tell you, we got beautiful weather outside. I should be cleaning the yard. I'm pleased I'm not. Bum ba dum bum ba dum. Bundaberg. Oh, yeah, I don't know who's around up at Bundy. If you're in Brizzy, mate, I could help you out. Easy peasy. Yeah, Carbotech might be the best one to get them from. If you ever come this way, just drop me a message on Facebook and we can sort it out. But yeah, give boys at Carbotech or girls, people at Carbotech. G'day, the Joker. Oh, no, I've already said that. Thanks for the advice on, yeah, ebony. Steve, you did a video of an end grain cutting board, haven't you? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, check it out, Jamie. Just put in, and I'll see if I can find it. Wait a minute. I'll put in end grain. Let's see what we come up with. Hexagonal box. How to make a chopping board. Gee, I don't even remember making that one. Yeah, I did one for the block too. That was years ago. There, look, Jamie, I've got, oh, what's that one there? That's it. Cutting and assembling an end grain chopping board. Crikey. All I did was put in, what did I put in? End grain chopping board, Steve Hay. And I'm on DuckDuckGo, and it came up, chopping and assembling an end grain chopping board. So there you go. You got a good memory, Panda. That might have even been that chopping board I had floating around there. Is this finished? Oh, there you go. Didn't have enough milk, so I haven't got a real milky one, which means I'm going to have to have extra biscuits to make up for the dairy. Because chocolate's in dairy. You look at it. The goodness in a biscuit. It's got sugar, it's got cereal, it's got chocolate, it's got milk. They're a meal in themselves, aren't they? I know a lot of people won't agree, but I don't care. All right, let's get back to this. Well, my glue's starting to go a bit stodgy. I'll just heat it up a bit. I'll keep on talking. Are you going to make one too? Good on you, Nathaniel. Catch your panda, have a good sleep, mate. Birch, I thought you were being rude to me. I just saw that quickly and I thought, Louise is calling me names. Birch, all right. Yep, no, terrific. Got that, thank you. Hey, Max, how are ya? G'day, Shannon, long time no see. How are ya? Good to have you on board. Yeah, we're all doing well, Shannon. Thank you. I hope your crew are doing well as well. As I just said, the weather's quite nice out there. I should be in the yard doing something, but I'm not. I prefer to be in here doing this. Oh, g'day, mate. How you going? Welcome back to the shop. Oh, that's a quick one, Pat. Hello, Shannon. Good night. All right. Now, should have a bit more heat in that. Here we go. As soon as it gets in there, you have to put that veneer in quick. Actually, I know what I'm going to be better off doing. Forget the tile snips. Oh, toenail clippers are good. If you've got toenail clippers, that'll do the job. There you go. Pair of skizzers does it just fine. Here we go. Oh, that's much nicer. I don't like that there, so I'm gonna redo that one as well because this is going in so much more better. Got to find it now. Here it is. Beautiful. And the reason I'm doing this is when we're sawing the other ones, this will be drying. So hopefully, when we finish sawing the other ones, this will be dry enough to clean off. Might be, might not be, I don't know. So I said you don't have to use hide glue. That's just my personal preference for the last 30 odd years of woodworking, I think. Get in there. There we go. Beautiful. That's a good choice of colours, I think, Louise. Oh, I forgot myself then. I've done two at once. So let's hope they don't go hard on me. Yeah. No. Saved. I did have some parble shell too. I was going to do some inlay in, but I know that stuff, Joker. I know that stuff will kill you. Shell dust. Nasty. Looks good though. But I think I'll do the dots, the fret markers. What are they? I don't know. Are they chords or notes or something or other? So I said, I am not a musician, but I'll put the dots in. We can do that. That's easy enough. Ah, didn't I do that one? I did, but it's not. Yeah, I did a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, Jamie, the other one, I think there's a mob at Gympie that do a lot of nice timbers. It just sort of rings something in the back of my mind. You do need a fair bit of timber though for an end grain. But I'm sure your wife will be very, very happy with it as a present because it was made by you and she'll use it. I've got to ring Theo up. There's so many things I want to know about this mixer I use for my cameras. There we go. Gonna change glasses. They're getting a bit too close together. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that was good. I was going to keep that. It just went boing over there. Never to be seen again. And don't worry about the excess glue. When that dries, it'll clean off. With these too, I just leave these flat. On a lot of the top end guitars, they actually put a camber on it, which you can do if you want to, but I'm just going to leave this flat. What I will do is also, we'll do a little bit of router work on the neck. I don't know whether to do that now or I might get the neck together first. That's not just quite playing the game. Not the way I want to play it anyway. Here we go. Get in there. No. There you go. Better. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you really don't play these ones down. Well, I wouldn't. But put them on because it looks good. It's funny, I can, out of the corner of my eye, I see the chat room rolling up and I go, oh, I've got to go and say hello. But I've got to do this too because I'll get confused otherwise. It's not hard to confuse me nowadays. Here we go. 3 to go. the risk of repeating myself, you don't have to do this on a separate fretboard. You can just do it straight into the neck of the guitar if you like. All right, got one more to go and I've run out of stuff. It's annoying. Oh, no, we got one here. See? I said we'd have to do another one. And it's okay. Call off the dogs. Everything's good. Just slide that in there. Nip that one off. Starting to look like a guitar already, isn't it? I just got to clean this one out. I can do it nicely without making a huge mess. And we'll just give this a couple of... I can't really put it in the vise. Do a couple of draw cuts, might make it wide enough. Okay. Now there is another thing which I was going to talk about. There you go. We'll let that dry and we'll cut the other ones up. That's what I was looking for. Ants in my coffee machine. Yeah, the top part of the neck. Where's the neck? Here we go. Where's the fretboard? This will do. Okay, the top part of the neck, where you put the nut, which actually breaks the string and takes it through the machine head. A lot of times, I know I used to get confused. I'm confused now, I can't find what I'm looking for. Found the biscuits, I hadn't lost them. But a lot of times you use a nut, a bolt. And what I was using, and I did have on the bench, oh, here you go, look at that, is it's a threaded 8mm bolt. And what I can do is line that up, and then I cut a recess in the top here, go there, cut a recess in the top here and just drop that thread in. And my strings will go through there quite nicely. Some people, myself included, used to get a bit confused by putting the nut in. So what you can have is called a zero fret. And for that you put a heavy piece of fret wire across the top of your fretboard, and then you run your frets from there. That 0 fret is your 0 point, and then you mark it out. So you'll actually have one extra fret on your fretboard than you have frets, but that's going to take the place of the nut. I just thought when we get further into it, you see what I mean, but just thought I'd throw that in. Someone asked me the other day about the action on it, how high it is. For a fretted guitar, the action's not as high than a slide guitar, if I get that right. And if you're going to use a fretted guitar with a slide, you got to have a higher action again than just the fret, because if not, you're going to get a lot of buzz. Now I've got glass on me. Glass. glue on my glasses. How do I do that? Put those over there. All right. I'll cut that up in a minute. You all right, Jamie? I'm calling the cat. Where's my coffee? Oh, Jim, you're a bad influence on me. On the big screen. I've made it to the big screen, Shannon. Oh, cheers. That's it. My head won't fit through the door now. I'm on the big screen. Well, that sounds like a good deal. I tell you what, Shannon, I like those slow speed grinders. I've got a couple around here. I've got, I think one's got an 80 grit and a 120 grit, and then I've got another one that's got a CBN wheel on it. And yeah, it's funny because they're in, what sheds are they in? Oh, one of the CBN wheels in the shed next door where the machines are. I just kicked. And then the stones are up in the wood turning shed. But in my blacksmithing shop, I've got all high-speed grinders, and when I've been using the slow speed, then you go into a high speed, no, I like the slow speed. Yeah. What's in your project, Shannon, or have you gone? Did you go away, Lawrence, and come back? All right, Max, you're too kind. You really are. If you could see what was going through my head while I'm doing this, you wouldn't think that at all. You go, oh, he's a bit ordinary. But no, it was just something the other day. I thought, I just want to make musical instruments because they're fun. And when you're finished, you can have fun with them playing them, or better still, have someone that can know how to play them properly, and they bring so much pleasure to so many other people. Just putting some colour into a drab world. No, it's not really drab. It's good. Oh, okay. All right, so we've done that. Now I've got to saw. Oh! I hate that. I just got blown a kiss. And I was thinking for something and I heard this. And I turned around and there's Miss. You're going to come in and say good day? Because everyone likes saying good day to you. They don't like saying good day to me. Just watch where you're treading. No. You got an egg in your hand. I have. Did you get the other ones?
No, where'd you put them?
On the drum sander as you come in the bucket.
Oh, okay, yep. No,
got chickens eating eggs at the moment. We feed them. You do. Look at that, look at that. There you go. He's one of our clever chooks just laid that. See the size of the goose eggs? Massive. Has the chillins going?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I've been getting lots of colours.
Oh, from Maddie. Got my youngest granddaughter up here at the moment as well. She still doesn't like me. Just looks at me and goes, "Wah!" She looks at Sue and she goes, and I go, can I have one? No!
Now I've been getting lots of cuddles, lots of hugs, lots of nans.
There you go.
So, yeah.
And the goose likes you too.
Yeah.
What do you got that I haven't got?
I'm not saying. I'm going to be selling them.
I reckon the goose likes you because you got the same waddle.
Yeah. They've got
Oh, where they gone? Oh, looking for places that we don't know about. Okay. All right, well, when I finish this, I'll come up and annoy you then. Yeah, they're just on the jet drum sander, though. What did I do with that thing? I've lost it. Oh, that's not it. Oh, come on. Give me a break. It's not that big a workshop. I can lose stuff. Did you see where I put it? Oh, I'm not doing another one. Oh well. Whilst I'm looking for that, we'll go on with this bit. Oh, there it is. I found it. See? So that's the trick. That's the trick in a workshop. If you can't find something, just decide you're going to do something else, and then the gremlins will go, oh, he's not playing the game, so we'll find it for him. So there it is. It's there, so we can start cutting this up. Oh, dear. Oh, that was the scarf joint. You see how it bends? Did that yesterday, and quite frankly, if you have a look at it, you can barely see where the joint is. It's a nice little joint that can sort of elevate your work, and people go, oh, how'd you do that? Well, I just steam bent it. Yeah, good on you. All right. Now, what we do is we take this off, and this is going to have metal frets in this one. See, there you go. I'll pass them all on. She's left. Oh, you. Oh, done. Yeah, even that, Shannon, I find a high-speed buffing wheel. It can heat up your tools, especially carving tools. But anyway. Oh, that's good. Well, I told her that. Oh, I think she made another lot. I picked a bowl of Rosellas the other day, so possibly we'll have some more when you come round again. I'm with you on that, Shannon. Yep. Tormek, the turning tools. Oh, I love it. I've got a, what do you call it? Robert Sorby Pro Sharp as well, which I do my skews on, because the skews I like is grind, whereas roughing gouges, spindle gouges, parting tools and all that stuff, I do a hollow ground on the Tormek. With that jig system, oh, it's just amazing. You've just got it all set up there and on you go. I use diamond stones. The reason I like that is it never changes diameter, whereas the ordinary stones, which are excellent, they do wear. Diamond stones, you don't get channels, you don't get dips. It doesn't change, so your radius always stays the same, which is good for me because I forget otherwise. I'm not passing that one on, Shannon. Oh dear. All right, where are we up to? Oh, we're going to mark these. All right, where's a thingamajiggle? Oh, here we go. You can kniff. So what I'm going to do is, actually we might do it with that one. Where I've got the little nicks that I've put in there. Now this is the same, when you cut it out dovetails or you're marking anything, don't bring the square up and then put the knife in. Put the knife in then bring your square up. I'll show you what I mean. So in the past, I've done it. You move the square up to where you think it should be, and then you put your knife on. You only, have to be a fraction out, and you're going to get a compound of errors. Whereas if you put your knife in where that little notch is, then move your square up, then cut across, you're going to be spot on every time. Put your knife in, move the square up. This square I'm using is a lace she oak, one made by Colin Clinton Tools, available from H&T Gordon, and no, they're not sponsoring me either. This is just their friends. I'm lucky to have such talented friends, I tell you. Ah! Went off on that one. Did have a firm grip. That should sand out all right. The thing I like about brass squares too, and Colin will tell you, because of the lead in brass, it acts like a lubricant and you get a really nice smooth cut. And the other benefit, of course, is not having iron in it, it won't rust. And iron squares, if they rust along the blade, you get this sort of effect. That's not to say I don't use all steel squares, I do. I'm getting marks here that I don't know if I should have marks. That's a big gap there. Okay, where's my book? That doesn't look right to me. And if it doesn't look right, stop what you're doing, have a look, and reassess. Oh, actually, I could just put it up against this one, couldn't I? Okay, I seem to have missed one. Okay, I missed this one here. I'll just show you what I'm doing there. I could go back to the book, or I could just do what I'm doing now. Put a mark in there. That seems all right from there. I must have missed one. I seem to have picked it up now, so here we go. Let me double check. There we go. They're all good. They're all good. Ah, I got a chip and it looked as if it was a mark. That's all right. It's always good to have the reference point handy so you can just check back. Yeah, it looks as if I had put a mark in there, but I might have put a mark in there, but it was in the wrong place. Oh, and obviously important what I'm doing here, make sure that this is square, all right? Make sure it's parallel. If it's trapezoid, all your frets are going to be on an angle. So make sure it's nice and square. If you've got a thicknesser, run it through a thicknesser on its edge. If not, hand plane it and just measure it to make sure it's what it's meant to be. And I'm just changing this around. I'm going along quite happily like this, but then when I get to this end, I've got no support. I suppose I could turn it around that way, but I'm using my right hand to hold it, and that's pretty uncomfortable doing it that way. So I've turned it around, and now I can still hold with this hand and put my blade in there, slide it up, and away we go again. That's also another very important reason why you got to have it parallel. So if you change one known edge for another, you can be off. Okay, so there you go. They're all marked. Now I'll cut those out. Have a bit of a chat first. As a rule, I do have, I can't find them, but I've actually got, I don't know what they're called, fret jigs or something or other. And I made this box up, and the fret jig goes in here, and there's a little nail. There's a little nail poking out here, and the fret jigs have notches in them. So what you do is you get your neck or your board, whatever it is, tape it onto this, and then you just go up one notch, cut through here. Your saw will go through there nicely, and then go to the next notch, and that alleviates what I'm doing here, which to some might be a bit of a pain or painstakingly time consuming. But I couldn't find them, so I'm doing it this way, because if you haven't got one, because they're expensive, it shows you how you can cut frets just using tools. Okay, so what I try and do is work out how many strokes of the saw I need. So I'll take this one. So you've got 1, 2, 3. I'll get a bit of fret wire and see how we go. Got fret wire there, but not the fret wire I want. Oh, this will do. For the purpose of the exercise. This is banjo. fret wire. It's just very, very slightly smaller than the stuff I normally use. Okay, so here we go. Pop that in there. And there you go. It's in. And if you look at the fret wire itself, it's got little teeth on it that actually bite in. But you're better off to have it nice and tight rather than too loose. If it's too loose, you end up having to glue it in with CA or super glue. See if I can find the one I want. Oh, that's when I was talking about that 0 fret. Oh, there it is. That's what I want. If you have a look at this is for a bass guitar. Just to have a look at the between the two. And I think you can buy this in just separate lengths. But that's going to be your 0 fret. You can see how big that is compared to the actual fret that you're using. The 0 fret is nearly twice the thickness of the normal fret. Oh, I put that one in the wrong one, didn't I? There it is. Okay. Put that one in there. That can go back in there. So I don't get confused. It doesn't take much to confuse me, I tell you. Oh, good on me. The end of my tube fell out and just went all over the floor. It's all right, pick it up later. Okay, this is the one I want for this hubcap guitar. So that's the one I'm going to use. If you've got a little rubber hammer, it's good. I don't know what I've got here. No. No. Or a jeweler's hammer, you know, a nylon tip. You don't want to use a metal hammer on the frets because you'll flatten it. But what you can do is, what I'm going to do, is get a little bit of timber. I'll just pick these frets up. Oh, don't you love live streaming? Just like children and pets. Oh dear. There you go. Done. I'll put this one on here. I forgot what I was going to say then. Oh yeah, a nylon hammer or something that's not really hard. So what I'm going to do is grab something off the floor. If I can find something, that'll do. Oh. This is just a bit of offcut of timber. And then I have them hanging over a little. I'm going to do a very gentle tap. I haven't done them all yet, have I? Or have I? Gentle tap, and then with a bit of timber, knock it home, nice and hard. And that came out because I had an extra weight off the end of it. Finish cutting these, and then we'll start putting them in. What else is happening is, where's my mouse? Do I sound as if I'm not here? I'm not feeling as if I'm here. Hi, Joe! Yes, we're actually live. How's Melbourne treating you? Yeah, the other thing, it's funny, I'm getting back to Shannon, with CBNs, there's no sparks. So if you're looking to see where you're actually grinding, there's a whole new way. I use Texter so I can have a look and see and, you know, maintain your position of the tool with your finger, because there's no sparks. At least if you're using a grinding wheel, ceramic or carborundum, aluminium oxide, there's sparks so you can see exactly where you're grinding. But yeah, they're not cheap. No, they're not cheap, but I think they're worth it. They're good. Max, master that trick of putting small V in your timber before you saw cutting. Well, that works. I wouldn't do it with frets though, Max, because it's so small, but I'm pleased you like that idea. Thanks, Shannon. God bless you too. Charlie, g'day from Canada. How are you, mate? Welcome from Brisbane, Australia. All right, let's cut these up. Now we know it's going to work. And I've forgotten how many cuts did I do? 4. Max, were you keeping count? Here we go. I hate it when it makes it sound like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 5 for luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Got it in the vise. It's a bit wobbly wonky, but it's okay. So don't forget, Japanese saws cut on the pull stroke. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't have your finger behind, don't have your thumb behind it like that when you pull back, because you'll cut yourself. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I put a lot of pressure on that, I could actually cut through that in 5. So I'm not putting that much pressure on it. 1. Your first one's to get your guide. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just be as accurate as you can. No, I didn't miss one because I did that one before. It's not a bad way. as a governor either. If it's in the vise, you can't cut too far. That's where it, if you're unsure, it's an advantage if you're using a fret saw. You can put screws through here and put a fence, a depth gauge, basically a fence down there so you don't go too far. Whereas if you get really carried away with this, you can go too far and cut right through your fretboard. Try and use the whole blade, then you're getting the same depth. All right. There we have it, all nicely cut. Now we'll put the frets in, and I think that'll just about do it for today. And then we can move on with other stuff later. Here we go. Fret wide, doesn't matter where you start. I'm just going to tap this in very gently. So I said I prefer a nylon hammer. Get it started, and then with a piece of timber, knock it home. Snip it off. Move on to the next one. Ah. Well, this is where if you have a nylon hammer, that's just not going in, is it? You can be a little bit more aggressive with it. Whereas I'm a little bit reluctant to smack it too hard. Even that, I can see little dents in there, which I don't want. There you go, got it. I don't think you can feel it, but I can definitely see it, so maybe it's just bruised the chrome. There we go. as I said, and it's not an excuse, I haven't did this for a long time. I most likely had a system before that worked. There you go, that works. Ow! So, always a good thing I've found when you're hammering, make sure you use the right part of the hammer. Oh, well, we'll leave that one. We'll go on to the next one. That one looks a bit thin, so we'll... Actually, I know what I got. Here we go. Oh, this might work. H&T Gordon. Plane setting hammer. That might be just what the doctor ordered. That's beautiful. I like that. That's better. So there you go. You can make up a little hardwood mallet. For putting your frets in. I'm sure when Terry developed that, he never thought someone would be putting guitar frets in with it. You see how I can use a lot more force and it doesn't dent the steel, which is what we want. It is a slow process. But then when you consider once they're in, they're not going to come out. La-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. That's good. even these little bits that you get left over, put them in a box, because you might make a little diddly bow, or you might make a ukulele or something, and you need just little bits, and that way you're not wasting it. I've gone through one length already. Dear, oh dear. Get in there. Yeah, it's much nicer with a hammer. You can actually strike without worrying about damaging the frets. So we're getting there. I'll have a chat in a tick. I'm about halfway there. Oh, what are we up to? Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oops, hang on, what's going on here? I think this mouse has got a mind of its own, it really does. Yeah. What do I do my draw knives? Actually, I do my draw knives on, back with Shannon, I do my draw knives on, yeah, the Tormek. Yeah, I don't like doing draw knives on big fast machines. You lose too much. Now, the reason you haven't seen guitar building before, Charlie, is because I haven't done it before. And the other day I just thought, oh, I'm going to have a go at making a hubcap guitar. So that's what the story is. Primarily I'm a fine furniture maker, but I don't want to just get stuck in one genre. Life is too short. Got to have a bit of variety. Oh, I reckon. Now the other thing that just occurred to me, which might be better, if you're going to do one of these, don't do this until you've actually glued your fretboard onto the guitar. It's not going to be an issue because I can do it, but it is easier if you have it on the guitar before you actually fret it. So I don't mean to lead you astray. It's just I don't know exactly what I'm doing here myself. So I'm learning as I go, and seeing I've already half fretted this, I'm not going to pull them out and then glue the fretboard on. Doesn't matter quite as much with the veneered ones, but these metal ones might be easier if you have the neck and everything all together before you do this. That just occurred to me. But again, that's I'll finish that sentence in a minute. Oh, for goodness sake. That's the joy of, now I'll finish that sentence now. That's the joy of doing it live. It's never been my intention with this channel to come on and do things perfectly and say, oh, look how clever I am, look, I did that. It's more a question of I'll come on and share what I know, and if I don't know, well, we can discover together. And then if I make the mistakes, you don't have to pay for them. That is just a pest, this one. This one won't go. I'll see if I can get it in here. Yeah, give it a miss. Whoops. And as you can see, it gets a bit frustrating. Ah, I see. It's actually bent in. So we might give that a miss and we'll use another bit. And we'll do the last couple close up, eh? Hopefully. There you go. They keep jumping out like that, don't stress it. Just leave it out, go on to the next one, and then you can come back and do it later on. Two to go. Give that a... There we go. That got him. Ah, you mutt. All right, leave those two. This. Ow. All right, these ones here, I might have to CA them in, I don't know. Let's see. And this is what I mean if you gaps, your saw cuts are a little bit too wide, you're going to have that issue with them jumping out all the time. If that's the case, no big deal. A bit of CA glue will hold them in. Now what I've got to do here, which I'm not going to do now, but well, come on. Ah! That happened because I was off the mat and it took a bounce. Yeah, it's like watching grass grow, isn't it? Can't see which one it was now. There you go. All right. I'll CA that one in later. But all we've got to do now, which I'll do later, is cut all these off, file them over, and then I'll glue it onto the neck. Because what I've done here, I jumped the gun, I'm going to have to do a little bit of cleaning up, and I'll use a wide belt linisher for that. But that's in a different shed, so I can't show you that. But we'll see if this one's dry, and if it is, we can cut these off. All right. Let's see how we go. Where's a... Oh, dearie dear, I'm trying to find a sharp one. Yeah, I'll do. If it's going to work. Or not. I'm just going to take these. These are the ones that we veneered earlier. And I'm just going to take the bulk of the veneer off. If the whole lot comes out, well, that's all right. We'll just put another veneer in there. I mean, obviously, if you're doing this, don't rush it. Leave it till it's properly dry before you do what I'm doing. And then just get a sanding block, sand up and down the fretboard. All that glue will come off and your frets will be nice and flat. So in case you've just joined us, if you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button if you like it, and hit the bell so you get notifications when I'm on. But yeah, for those that have just joined, that one I did before, the fretted one, that's for fingering and playing single notes and chords using your fingers. This one I'm doing here is for a slide. So it gets played with a slide rather than with your fingers. So there you have it. Slide guitar, fingering guitar. And they're both going to be virtually the same, but played in different ways. So that's about it. Let me have a chat anyway. Takes a long time, doesn't it? People say, how can I say dear? Because it takes time, that's why. Ba-dee-dum. Oh, well, you're allowed to drink coffee, Max. It's okay. Yeah, I tell you what, hubcaps, they're hard to come by. They're not cheap anymore. These things here on eBay, that's a HR Holden one, they're $50 each. Then when you get up to the FC, $80 each. But I was lucky, a mate of mine gave me a heap. So I've got an HQ one out there that I've got goose food in, so I'm going to go and rescue that. And the goose can have a plastic ice cream container. No, they're good, aren't they, Louise? One of my students put me onto them years and years ago, and I wasn't impressed with them to start with, being a traditional woodworker. But yeah, I love them now. I think they're great. It's springtime here, starting to green up a bit. Oh, we're nice green here at the moment, Charlie, I tell you. It's lovely because we've had a lot of rain. This time last year we were in drought. It was horrible. I've got to check that channel out, Lawrence. I've got to learn how to use the scroll saw. Oh, it's causing me angst at the moment doing marquetry. Yeah, I've got a flash saw. I've got a couple of flush saws. I haven't got a Oh, no. I've got a Japanese rip saw that could be used as a flush saw, but it's very aggressive. It's good. Rips through teeth. Where are we up to? I just did a big chunk there. Where are we? I did a big chunk there. There we go. Okay, I'm up. Max, you like Japanese saws because they stay sharp? They do. Oh, right, Joe, getting Japanese. That's what I'm up to. What? Did I do a maker's mark or bruises? Maker's mark on myself could be either. Oh, when I hit myself with the wrong end of the hammer. Yes. I tell you, Charlie, it frustrates me. And Lawrence, you're typing, and I'm not a touch typer, so I'm watching what I'm typing, and then you look up and you've written half a War and Peace in caps. In Word, I think there's a thing in Word you can just highlight and it changes it, but not everyone else has that. We know you're not yelling, it's okay. Catch you, Charlie. Jack, g'day, how are you? Thanks for calling in. Oh, g'day, T-Bone. Yeah, mate, I checked it out when I was right-handed. I had a look at 2 guitars, and yeah, when I picked it up, I went like that. But when I went like that, it felt just as comfortable, but they were strung that way. So it's right-handed. These are going to be right-handed hubcap guitars. No, that was Veneer. That was this stuff here, Jake. Just Veneer, which Louise dyed for me. It's birch. Look at that grain, it's European birch. And dyed. Oh. I don't know if it works, Jake, but I know it makes me feel better. No, Lawrence, catch you later, mate. Good afternoon, Danford. How you going, mate? Lovely to pop in. Look, I think that's going to be it for this today. I've been dribbling for 2 hours. I really wanted to get more done, but that'll give you an idea of how much it takes to do. Plus, I know I was talking a lot. So that's about it, I think. Yep, no, we'll get back into it. I might do another one tomorrow, see how we go. I've got a bit of marquetry to do on that knife block. For those who were watching the knife block that I was doing last week, I've got just got to put the Perspex cover on it and finish the inlay at the back. But that's it. I went over to the fellas. We tried all the knives. They fitted wonderfully. So now I've just got to put the marquetry in the back and make a Perspex screen for the front and play around and do a couple of router profiles. Yes, router will do that live because I know how much you enjoy me using the router. So that's it. Up until now, so what have we done so far? We've cut the neck. I didn't cut that to length. Where's the other jolly one go? Okay. Yesterday with scroll saw. This I've got to cut to length. Might make a base out of this one. And we've got 2 fingerboards, fretboards, a fretted one and a non-fretted one. I cut the hubcaps out. So tomorrow I might do a bit of a glue up off stream, but I'll show you what I do. And then we can actually start to get to the business end where it starts to make sense, and hopefully a noise would be pretty awesome. So that's it. What's the book with the frets in it? It's this one here, Joe. I think it's still online. Homemade Music Factory. And it's got some champion things in there. The ones I like, it's got dog bowls. That's a V-dub banjo. These are the ones I love where people have really used their... Mike Ord, I think, wrote it. Yeah, Mike Orr, O-R-R. Biscuit tins. I don't know if this has got the other... Oh, there you go. Yeah. You can use anything to make a guitar. crap a caster and a shitar. Number 2. There you go. I just got that. I thought that was clever. So yeah, look, it's just blows your mind. And when you start playing them, or I've got friends that play them, and I'd love to be able to play them as well as them, but I'm going to have a go. You made it yourself, and it's unique. So you've done a bit of woodwork, you've got a new outlet, you've been creative, and with these things, open tuning. So it doesn't matter what note you hit, it's going to sound good. And you just, they call it noodling. You just sit there and noodle. These are going to have amps, or these are going to be electric, so they'll go through an amp. And I've got a wah-wah pedal and reverb and echo and all sorts of stuff on the amp. So when we get it going, we'll have a bit of a play and do that. So yeah, get the book. I still think it's available online. Maybe $35, $40 or something from the States. Or check it out on, I buy a lot from Book Depository. That's it. Oh. All right. I was just about to ask, well, there you go, Vince. I just got bored with doing it. I've got to do something different. So anyway, this is Steve pulling the shed door down saying, remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe. Look after yourself, be kind to each other, and I thank you for hanging in there with me and being a supporter for me, giving me a reason to do what I do. And I look forward to having your company in the workshop, at the workbench again very soon. As I said, if you're new, please hit the subscribe button. It does nothing else, but I'd love to hit 100K. And it means I've actually done something with my life. I don't know if that's sad or not, but it means something to me, so that's lovely. In the meantime, yep, go about your business. Find something creative. Feed your mind, relax your body, enjoy what you do. And I will catch you again very, very soon. So till then, good night, good morning, good afternoon. God bless. Catch you later on. Bye for now.